Hello, baby gangsters. This is Calvin, also known as Homer, and this is my first ever playthrough of Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Spirit of Justice. And we have the lovely, beautiful, but deadly, dangerous, and efficient Nayuta pointing right at us right now, saying, "I will overturn the brash accusations of this faithless, putrid-minded lawyer." What scares me always, I'm a broken record with this stuff. Like, amongst the lawyers, I really feel like when Nayuta says, "I will overturn this," I'm just like, yeah, he probably will, at least until the very end, you know? He's very good at this stuff. Yes, I should place my trust in you. Reva is like so down in the dumps now. She's questioning her own, I don't know if it's questioning her own fate, but questioning maybe her placement within that fate. Not that she's like, I don't believe in this stuff. It's more just kind of like, wait, I was wrong again. Was I wrong? And again, for a kid, that is so difficult to come to terms with. Let alone like how difficult it is for an adult. If she was an adult, it would be still difficult, you know? Oh, they had her fade away as well. Very somber way of having her kind of disappear there. Are you sure about this, Prosecutor Sabadi? My work as an international prosecutor has taken me to courtrooms around the world. And in that time, I have learned to perform the last rites of souls in trials lacking a seance. Yes, of course, forgive my ludicrous inquiry. Moreover, I have with me a forensic investigator. Oh, Emma, okay. I will show you all the most magnificent last rites ever seen. I guess he really does think highly of Emma and her forensic expertise. I mean, she, helped us a lot out too, right? In fact, the fingerprints was what helped Apollo win, honestly. I'm impressed that he's come to understand their value then again. He is an international prosecutor who solved tough cases around the world. Yeah, 100%. And he definitely, I don't think he has the mentality of Korean and Kuranism and all the, he has some of the bad aspects that comes along with that too. But I think that, he also has a more, a flair for understanding law from all over the world, rather than just in Korean, which I think is another edge he has for sure. Time to hunker down, huh? Now then, let us continue with today's proceedings. Could the defense please tell us who the third party dressed as Lady Kira was? Your new claim has negated the insights of the royal priestess, so I trust you have some evidence to support it, correct? Yes, of course. What do we have? This third party must have really wanted to kill the high priest. Oh, okay. I'm able to identify who that was if it had evidence of the murderous intent. It was the note, right? Well, we're waiting, Mr. Wright. The note that we got, the threat. Oh my god, we have 2 lives left. The threatening note. Yeah, the last time I had a real big problem with the this year with the the lantern thing. I don't know what it was. Someone else said that they had a similar issue, so maybe it's just a very common thing. But at the time, I was just like, how does this work? I was like, how does this even work?
Take that!
Yeah, this shows murderous intent. 3 days before the purification rite, the victim received a warning letter from the unidentified individual. Indeed. He did? Whoever sent it clearly meant to threaten the high priest. The letter said, "Do not perform the rite," but the rite went on as scheduled. I believe that is why the high priest was murdered. Who do you suppose sent that letter? A person with something to hide. The rebel hunter disguised as Lady Kira herself. And of course the gallery is getting very, 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 very angry about this. This is to the people of Korean, right? This is the equivalent I would give is us going into court and being like, it was this rebel hunter. To the people of Korean who believe in Koreanism, they were 100% it reminds me of someone in New York in Spider-Man 2 being like, Spider-Man did it. And then everyone's just like, dude, shut the hell up, bro. What the hell? Spider-Man wouldn't do that, you know? It reminds me of that. It's that's their hero. That's their guy. You know, whoever it is, that's Lady Kira to them. Or at least a representation of that. I don't understand. I had heard that Lady Kira had been in the news of late, only hunted rebels. If so, why would she have killed the high priest? Excellent question. Are we saying that he's a rebel then? Maybe it would help think of it this way. What if the high priest had secretly been a rebel? We're going with it, okay? It's a crazy accusation to make, though. He could possibly have been a rebel. Yeah, look at this. Everyone's going to go mad about this. But we're going with it. The high priest, a devout follower of Kuranism or rebel? Do you even comprehend the blasphemy of which you speak? Well, do you? Yeah, it's a big statement to make. I too found it hard to believe at first. But as I continued my investigation, it started to become more and more plausible. Objection. Oh? The third party was the rebel hunting Lady Kira, and the High Priest was a rebel. Oh, there's a slam on the table. Your mockery of Kurnism. No. Of the kingdom of Kurain itself knows no bounds. Whoops. I mean, that Seamus Polkuna and lawyer, he's making mockery of our religion. And that's the thing. Like, we knew that, like, this is gonna happen again. Like, it's the uphill battle here is that they are so devout that in any other courtroom, making a statement like this would just be like, how do you prove this, right? But because they're so devout, because they worship the Kuranism to a scary degree. Like, and here's the thing, I don't have no problem saying, like, for Kuranism, they nearly killed a kid. Like, this is just what we have to always remember. They nearly killed a kid. Us doing something that would be normal in any other courtroom. And by the way, I'm not saying that our courtrooms are like sane completely, but obviously, like, we have like, some other things in place, and we've almost sent kids to jail in our court system too. But I'm saying, like, they're so devout and believe this so much that as soon as you go just try to mention something that could be true, it's considered like blasphemy. It's a disgrace to our religion, and rather than just being an assertion. As a faithful Kurnus, I take issue with these claims, and I am loath to admit them in today's proceedings. I don't like where this is going. The defense's claim about vile blasphemy tantamount to spitting on the Holy Mother. There it is. Like, it's like we can't even like make a statement without people like bringing this into like blasphemy. You know what I mean? It's like you can't. Like, it's always going to be like countered. Even like Naoyuta, who's like unbelievably good at like his job, is a devout follower, it seems too, and he's like still countering back with this as well. Is it really that big of a deal, Maya? Abademi was distinguished monk and very well respected too. So yeah. Please don't let this turn into an international incident. I mean, it could. Like, it already we've made waves because of what we did in the first trial. But fear not, good people of Kurain. The rantings of this putrid-brained lawyer who seek to sully the soul of the deceased shall come to no avail once I conclude these last rites. Oh. Silence the room. The prosecution's assertion that the accused killed the victims remains unchanged. But the victim stabbed in his abdomen. How is that possible when he had his back turned towards Miss Faye? Someone else must have killed him. Oh, cut us off right away. Are you sure about that? You may have invalidated the seance, but do not let it go to your putrid head. Look, he has a beautiful head. The comic flow of this trial is as yet still in my hands. How so? Again, I know he can turn this around. How can he be so confident? I know he can turn this around, right? There's no doubt in my mind I know he can turn this around in some way. Again, he won't be right, because Maya didn't do it, but he has ways of doing this. He's, like, really talented in that sense. Something has occurred to me, you see. And your allegations of the third party are but a deluded fantasy. Okay. And I shall prove that by calling a new witness to the What? Who? An eyewitness? How is there an eyewitness? How is that? How? An eyewitness? Sorry, I was just so shocked I didn't read that part as well, guys. It said, who will deliver a definitive answer and who will dispel the defense's doubts. How? Very well, let's call this eyewitness to the stand. How are we not? Wait, now there's an eyewitness all of a sudden? We weren't privy to this? What? Who is this? Oh, is that to do with the amnesia? Remember we said he couldn't remember us? It's him again. Well, now, he has to be the shaggiest witness I've ever laid my eyes upon. That's the first thing the judge notices. Please state your name and occupation. That and so, and whatchamacallit. What's he doing now? Anonymous? Anonymous to be decided. Anonymous TBD. What? Anonymous? Anonymous? Anonymous. At least that's what they've been calling me. TBD as in to be determined. Oh, to be determined, sorry. Can't you just tell us your real name? The witness has suffered a blow to the head, rendering him amnesiac. Therefore, okay, no offense to amnesiacs. No offense to people with head injuries. You guys know what I'm about to say. Maybe shouldn't be testifying until he's better, you know? Especially with a head injury. I named him an anonymous TBD in my report, but he thinks TBD is part of his... Oh my god. That's actually quite funny. Objection! You're letting an amnesiac testify? Okay, we're gonna get an answer to this right now. Have no fear, I have already questioned him at length. Okay. While it's true he has utterly forgotten his name and past, his memory of what witnessed is still very much intact. Now, Yuta, I have no doubt in my mind that he remembers he saw something. No doubt in my mind. But here's the issue I have. And it's the first time ever I've had like an issue, right? Like, he still has a head injury. You know what I mean? Like, and look, here's the thing. I want to make clear as well. This is a different court system, right? This is a different court system. And honestly, like, our court system would probably let someone in with a head injury as well. We would let a whale... Well, I can't say anything. We literally, like, questioned an orca. You know? What can I say nowadays? After we questioned a parrot and an orca, you know? It's surprising enough, after questioning a parrot and an orca, an amnesiac is like the least weird of the three. You know, it's actually the least weird thing. Considering the dearth of information, any new knowledge may be of help. I'm okay, if that's what you decided, that's fine. Therefore, I will permit his testimony now, Mr. Imus. Please tell us what you saw. And here's the thing. I have faith in Nayuta. Not in terms of, like, he's right. I know he's wrong about, like, who killed Might and kill him. We know he's wrong. We said it all the time. But I know as a lawyer, right, his questioning actually did make sense. Like, maybe, like, the amnesiac, like, knew, like, certain things that only, like, you could know if you were there, right? So I know there's probably something like that as well. Who in what names? Who in what names? I wonder will we find out his real name at all. Who in what names is not... What am I... Okay, I lost my mind there for a second. I was going to be like, what's his real name? And I was like, who in what names? What was that? Who in what names? I don't know, guys. It's not even like late in the day or early in the day. It's like 1 p.m. Like, it is like prime recording hours of like fully aware, you know? The night of the murder. That night, I was up on top of the mountain pit and Pony, the mountain next to the inner sanctum. I ate grouse, so I climbed up there to pray in peace. I know it's a no-no, but since there was no one around, I used my binoculars to spy at the right of the inner... Oh, so you used... Oh, so he's at a distance? That's when I saw the accused stab the high priest with a dagger. Oh my god, big smile. That didn't happen, though. That did not happen, so I'm sorry. That didn't happen. There's no way you saw Miss Face stab the victim with a dagger. Where did he, like, he said, I climbed up there to pray in peace. No, already this is crazy. Already this is crazy. The mountain next to the inner sanctum. This is impossible. That is impossible. With the covering as well, that's impossible. Yeah, already. Buddy, you done goofed. You done goofed already. Well, okay, we'll go again. Okay, it's fine. I swear I don't know what he's talking about, or remember at any rate. No, Maya, already he's lying. He's done. Mount Pony, the beautiful mountain that is also known as the Little Sanctum. Oh, they showed it again, yeah. Like, oh my, like, yeah, 100%. If you saw it now, you'd be like, yeah, this is impossible. Because again, the curtains and the height of the mountain, right? They must be talking about the smaller mountain from the poster. Mr. Ibis, I was wondering, what can I do for you? The inner sanctum lies at the high elevation where the clouds and fog obscure. Yes. Are you sure you were able to see what happened on the mountain mountaintop next to it? Good point. His Majesty raised an excellent question. Well, Mr. Imus? On the day of the ride, there wasn't a cloud in the sky. I had a perfect view. If you don't believe me, check the weather forecast in the paper that day. Nick, don't we have the newspaper for that day? Yeah, let's take a look. Weather forecast. The area around the inner sanctum will enjoy a calm, clear skies today. The warmer the temperatures will make it for an excellent prayer weather. Be warned, however, that we'll see the cold front move in overnight. It does say calm, clear skies, doesn't it? Yeah, this isn't going to matter anyway because that curtain. Like that freaking, I don't know if you can like, it's literally called the ritual curtain. I remember this. So yeah. There's a reason why they like have this as evidence, right? A curtain. It's because no one could have seen what was happening at the time, especially not from this height, right? So yeah, we'll represent the curtain there. We'll present the curtain. Yeah, there's no way. There's no way in hell. There's no way in hell. He's already done so. Told you so. And that's why, again, things I love about Ace Attorney. I love the fact that sometimes you'll be like, oh yeah, like I got you right away. You're laughing at me, but buddy, I have you already. There's like those moments where you're like, oh, I got it, like right away. Then there's moments like last time where I was like, what is it? I don't even know what it is. Oh yeah, oh my God. You have those big moments of revelations. I feel like, that's like Ace Attorney in like a nutshell, right? Sometimes like it comes to your brain right away. Sometimes you struggle. Sometimes you like make a mistake. Like it actually is like fun that way. It's really fun that way. Midnight newspaper updating the court record. Like we've had so many of those moments, I think, out Ace Attorney, which I love dearly. Because again, I love struggling. I also love like, figuring something out like by accident or something as well. We do that a lot. But I also, again, as I said, I love the way the game was sometimes also like, because I guess not the game doing it, I suppose, as well, but it's also the player. Everyone's going to have different moments where like, oh, I got that. Oh, yeah. And like almost instantly you're like, oh, yeah, dude, you're lying. I love those moments. Dude, you're freaking lying. What the hell, Would it appear the witnesses offered the testimony worth hearing? Mr. Immis, I too have a question for you. Do you know you have a already question? Now that, by the way, they looked at the newspaper as well, by the way, I think someone was saying that, like, they were like reminding me today, look at all your evidence, because I said I would do the last time. And I don't know if we should just read the newspaper now as well, just in case, because if the newspaper's coming into play. Lady Kira returns to the battle rebels. The Lady Kira-like figure that appeared 2 years ago remained a mystery. Some town elders see her as Lady Kira in the flesh. Such rumors are fueling the enthusiasm for today's purification rite. Okay. Today's purification rite, the thick white ice that froze on the ground from the inner sanctum to the plaza of the devotion altar yesterday has melted. The rite can now go as planned. We give thanks for the blessings of the Holy Mother and Lady Kira. Okay, so it's about the snow melting. Escape prisoner. The police are asking for the kingdom's subjects to be on the lookout for a male insurgent to escape the royal penitentiary, number 4 yesterday, and in the weather forecast. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, no, and you guys are so right in that sense, because I said last time that like one of my big mistakes was not reading everything. So reading the evidence is actually like a really good idea. It is, because stuff might come up as well. So thank you always for like keeping me in check with that stuff. Well, that's what I'm here for, right? Shoot! How was the accused holding the dagger? Was she holding it underhanded? It's a blade. No. Can I just like already? He's gonna say this stuff, and that's great. But like now I already lied. He already lied. Yep, I believe she was. It's called a reverse grip. Maya was doing a reverse grip? I thought, really? You think Maya was doing a reverse grip? Hold it right there. What bearing does that have on the case? Maya was doing a reverse grip, you think? Cease your interruptions, you putrid-headed lawyer. Oh, you're gonna love these interruptions in a second. You're gonna love these interruptions in a second. As soon as I get to presenting, you're done, so. Well, actually, no, it's Ace Attorney, so what's gonna happen is I'll present, and then he'll be like, actually, this happened. and now your again is so good that we're gonna be back, like, trying to go on the offensive again. Like, he's very good. Again, I say it all the time, blue in the face. He is very good and very efficient. Do you not see the significance in how the blade was held? Why don't you enlighten me, O enlightened one? I knew you were a fool. I can already picture you in your next life. Oh my god. Next life? Don't fall for it after your soul rides for centuries in the pits of hell. You shall be reborn as a witless sea urchin with barbs limited to your posterior. He says you can have barbs in your butt. You shall live in a short, inconsequential life, only to be brutally devoured by a sea otter. Like, it's so funny. If anyone has said this to me, I'd be like, whatever. You know what I mean? But like, but now you're just saying it, like, this is like, for Tim, is the biggest insult he can give you. That was a bit excessive. I simply asked what a dagger grip had to do with the case. Now pay attention. How the accused held the dagger is of vital importance. With such information, we can infer exactly what action she took. Okay. You're saying that the victim was killed while he had his back to the accused. Is that correct? Yes. As such, the accused dagger grip tells us something very important. The accused approached the victim from behind, swung her arms around him, and plunged the dagger deep into his abdomen using a reverse grip. But would you have... No. That wouldn't have it as much pressure, though. We found out that the blood splattered everywhere. Wouldn't the blood be all over Maya as well? Why is there no blood on Maya's outfit? Thus, Mr. Imma's testimony clears up any doubts that might remain. Oh, buddy. No, we know that it was a big pressured stab. The blood would be all over Maya's outfit. You know? And it coincides with our benevolence's insights as well. But you love that, don't you? This is a disaster. No, Phoenix, think about it. Think about it. He will think about it. I thought I'd blown those insights out of the water, but now they're back to haunt me. Now the defense made the... But we know... But wait. But that, how does that... I think what they're saying now is that there was like a Lady Kira there, but Maya came up behind him then and stabbed him, even though he ran towards the witness and then died. So he died. My defense is to be, we know about the pressure, we know about the curtain, and we know about the fact that like Maya's had no blood on her. And you could say she washed herself off. How? The spring water, that was already turned red with blood. Like how she would have red clothes as well. Now the defense may cross-examine the witness. Thank you, Your Honor. Your benevolence, Your Holiness, my dude. Oh, the night of the murder. It was the murder happening. So which one was it? It was about him with the binoculars, right? Yeah. He couldn't have. He legitimately could not have. Because of this.
Objection!
Buddy, there was a curtain and you were on a lower level. Buddy. I have my doubts about this bushy bearded witness. But now I know we can't trust him. Yes, Felix, look at that gorgeous man. Look at that gorgeous man right now. Look at him right now. I love when we get on the offensive. I love it. Well, you ain't judging me solely based on my predacious beard, are you? No, actually, not at all. Not at all, Mr. Miss. It's much more than your sketchy appearance. It's your sketchy testimony. Tell him, Phoenix. What a man. What a man. His testimony, you say? Yes, recall how the inner sanctum was that day. Specifically that it was completely enclosed by a ritual curtain. Exactly. I love this game. There's nothing better in Phoenix Wright than when you get like a little bit of a step forward. And like that's what's, again, I talk about that, that's what's so good about it. Stepping a bit forward, they push you a bit back. Stepping a bit forward, they push you a bit back. There's always those feelings and it feels really good to keep trying to push forward. And then out of like no hope, you start like really getting them on the ropes, you know, like the end of the trials. And then you get so excited and the energy's so high. It's such a good feeling. Well, yes, I believe you're right. The curtain would have completely blocked the witness's view from Mount Pony Pony. Therefore, he couldn't possibly have seen the murder happen. Hoo-ha! Mr. Immis, have you been knowingly making false statements to the court? I love his animation, though. Aye, you got me. Okay, get him out of here, then. That's done, right? The witness will lower his voice. I didn't actually see the accused herself. Okay. You're donezo then. Bye-bye. Get out of here. Bye-bye. He didn't actually see the accused herself? What's that supposed to mean? Let me set the record straight. I beg you. Wait, what? He's just going into his other testimony? Wow, okay. That was fast. He just said, I don't think he's taking no for an answer, if I'm being honest with you. The night of the murder. Amended. Okay. I saw their shadowy silhouettes projected against the ritual... I'm pressing the heck out of that. What do you mean? Their figures were created by the light of the full moon on that clear Okay. She was just a shadow, but I could tell it was the accused reverse gripping that dagger. I feel like we can press everything here. I feel like we can press absolutely everything in that statement. Shadows, that's what you saw? That's right. I could see what was going on by the shadows projecting on the ritual curtain. In the future, Mr. Simmons, please would you offer up accurate testimony from the start? Judge, that's not... Okay, let's keep going. I was going to say, like, shadows? Can you imagine you brought that to a real courtroom or even like an Ace Attorney courtroom? No, actually, you know what? It depends on who it is, you know? But, if we're going by shadows, then, like, we have to press this to find out more details on this shadowy thing then. Because, like, maybe he did see some shadows. But, like, already he's proven to be a liar, you know? Forgive me, my main man, Mr. Magistrate. Chalk it up to my fuzzy memory. Nah, Utah. Get this guy out of here. Again, I'm sorry that he has a head injury, but clearly, like, you know, the man should rest his head. Though he saw but shadows, it is still valuable testimony. You have to be kidding me. I agree. I'm glad Phoenix... I get it. Here's one of those things, because sometimes Phoenix would be like, oh no. But no, I agree. I agree with Phoenix. It is like one of those moments where like, you have to be kidding me. What are we going to do now, Nick? Because again, and my understanding is too, even if we disagree with the idea of shadows being a valuable testimony, the court is taking it in. The judge is taking that as a valuable testimony, and now you're just taking a valuable testimony. We have to fight against that now. That's just plain and simple. All I can think of is to look for inconsistency between the actual Wright and Mr. and Miss says. It was daytime when they went up, right? Maybe that's what we have to talk about? Now then, the defense may cross-examine the witness once more. Thank you, Mr. Magistrate. This dude's crazy. I shouldn't say that about someone who injured her head, but you know what I mean. I saw the shadowy silhouettes projected against the ritual curtain. Okay, let's press this. How so? So what were you always saw was simply shadows? That's right. Those shadow figures on the bright white curtain. They showed though as plain as day. I could see everything that happened, but it was also nighttime? You said it was nighttime too. Miss Faye and Abbott and me were atop of the mountain late at night. Oh, so it was late at night, okay. The only light up there was come from our 4 small lanterns. Okay, that's my bad. My bad. How could shadows been projected clearly to the curtain? He said the moon, right? No wonder people harp on you, Lord. You're always so dang skeptical. The lanterns weren't the only source of light, you know. He said the moon, yeah. Okay, so I guess that wasn't something we had to press. I wondered, we can press this anyway, just in case. Because again, I don't really know what we can present right now anyway. So you claim to be seeing shadowy figures that were projected onto the ritual curtain, but did you really see them, Mr. Hermes? Okay, this is not one of those statements. Usually when Phoenix says something vague like this, not vague, but like, did you really do it? You know, it's like, usually means that this isn't the one to fit. He's so pretty here. He's so pretty. Of course I did. The bright moonlight projected onto them that curtain clear as day. It was like watching a scene out of a horror movie from my front row seat at Mount Pony Pony. I guess the moon does shine a bit brighter when you're way up there. But wait, hold on a second. Is he saying he's still at Mount Pony Pony though? Is Mount Pony Pony the one over here? Still though, to make out shadows in the nighttime like that is pretty crazy, right? That's pretty crazy. Maya, do you recall how bright the moon was that night? I remember there weren't any clouds and that the moon was definitely out. But I don't remember if it could cast any shadows. Okay, thanks. We can't deny that the moon was really bright, which means it's possible that it was bright enough to cause shadows to appear. Okay, so we're taking it as a good statement then. So maybe I remember just like it happened. So the third statement maybe? She was just a shadow, but I could tell it was the accuser first gripping that dagger. Now, the reason why we press this is because like to make all that out with a shadow is crazy, right? It's crazy. Hang on. How do you know Miss Faye? Is it Miss Faye? If all you saw were shadows, and how did you know? Yeah, I don't know. It was that little bun on the top of her head. A bun on the top of her head? Didn't need to see her face. That distinctive Bob's a dead giveaway. Never underestimate my keen sense of observation. Oh, and that's one funny haircut. It's not nice to make fun of a girl's hairstyle. First of all, yeah, like her hair is absolutely lovely, it's stunning, it's classic, it's her through and through. But also, like, I wouldn't be making fun of someone's hairstyle, honestly, if I was you. I like my hair this way. Don't listen to him. Don't listen to that guy. Besides, you don't want to talk, you Sasquatch. Yes, Maya. Get him. You're not in just wild man and look, I'm sporting. Don't even look at Maya's direction. Don't even ask her if she's into anything, okay? Don't even try it. Shows what you know, little girl. Oh my god. Come, dude. Like, who are you? Who do you think you are? Little girl, he says. Call him a Sasquatch again. Nick. Is there some kind of crime you can charge him with? Yeah, I do like that. That's what we're trying. Like, it's so funny because we're trying to like get her, not guilty, but now she's like, get him, put him in prison. Honestly, if you want me to, I'll try. I'm afraid it doesn't work that way. We can. Let's try it. Now he claims he only saw shadows. His testimony was sketchy written all over it. I don't want anyone insulting Maya or any of our pals or any of the characters we like either. But like, it's one of those things that, like, again, it's been a common thing in Ace Attorney. They were allowed to insult each other sometimes, and like even sometimes they call into question. It's the comedy side of it, but also in this case, I don't care if it's like played for jokes. You don't insult Maya, Then there must be an inconsistency in there somewhere. Yep. Was he really watching everything from Mount Pony Pony? If so, then I should see how his testimony lines up with the conditions of the Wright. I saw the shadowy silhouette's projection again. So we have to, the conditions of the Wright. So we have to look at something that will give us the conditions of the Wright, I guess? I guess there's, okay, the Guide to Kearney's Rights and written for Taurus. Does that actually give us something as well? Oh, this is exactly what this is the exact conditions of the Wright. So the Purification Rite is a 3-part ceremony held with the moon directly over the summit on Mount Pony Pony. The next rite of water, in which the priestess enters the spring dressed as Lady Kira, and the high priest purifies both the Lady Kira and her dagger. The ceremony ends with the rite of fire, in which the priest circles the sacred flame to purify her soul. The two then devote themselves to prayer until the rite comes to close 2 days later at noontime. So basically the whole thing is a fancy way of Lady Kira to take a bath once a year. Must be nice for her. Ha ha. And what's the actual image itself? Like, what can we see here that like changes the conditions? See, the moon is directly over the summit of Mount Pony Pony, right? So, are we saying that it wasn't shining directly above the ritual and it was shining above Mount Pony Pony instead of the actual... Yeah, because it says here. Is that... Should we try that? On which one, though? On the light of the moon. Should we try this as well, saying that like it wasn't shining on the thing, it was shining on you instead? We could try that. Right? Objection! We could try it. You saw silhouettes projected by the moonlight. Looked like it worked. Yeah, because that's the thing. It's like if they made a point to say it's shining over Pony Pony, but not over the mountain we were on now. So maybe the light was more directed. Not that that's how the moon works, obviously, but I'm saying like, in this sense, there's a reason why they said it was over Mount Pony Pony, right? There's a reason why they said conditions. There's a reason why they said the moon and emphasized the idea of the moon, right? There's a reason for this. Sorry, but that's just not possible. What do you mean? How's it not possible that it was totally possible? That's impossible! I think we're going to need Logically's translation on that. Let's take a look at this rites guide, shall we, Mr. and Miss? The rite is held when the moon is directly over the summit of Mount Pony Pony. Doot 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 doot. Oh my god, he's doing a doot 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 doot. So if the moon was shining from the west, any shadows would have been cast eastward. Oh, that's way smarter than what I thought. The moon was picking where to shine. But you know what I mean? I was thinking more just like what they were saying, and we're just going for winging it. But that's way smarter. The direction of the shadows. Mr. Irmis was standing to the west of the inner sanctum on the Mount Pony Pony. That's Phoenix. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Oh, Holy Mother. That's right. Our witness here couldn't have seen any shadowy figure on the curtain. Love it. Absolutely love it. No way. Ah. perhaps it was the sacred flames of the lanterns that cast the shadows he saw. You shouldn't be giving any insights here, Judge. I'm afraid not. I inspected them during my investigation, but the flames were too small to cast crisp, distinct figures, and Mr. Amos claims to have seen. Exactly, Phoenix. Love it. Love it. Yeah, Phoenix, once again, because this happens all the time. I'll choose something just basis on, like, the words they use and, like, maybe the relation. Sometimes process of elimination, and then Phoenix, like, explains it in such a smart way. Really cool stuff. But I did see those silhouettes, really. But how could he, Nick? Maybe saw some place where they were visible? Wait, don't tell me. Your Majesty, if Mr. Amos didn't really see those shadows, it brings a brand new fact to light? And that would be... The brand new fact that comes to light if Mr. Amos really did see those shadows is... He was somewhere else? Because yeah, it was... I'm not sure on this, but it says we were... The reason I say somewhere else is because literally the choice was here. Maybe it was somewhere else. Phoenix said it, so I'm going to pick somewhere else. He wasn't where he claimed to be at the time of the murder. Oh my god, he's doing it, do it again. Oh, then where do you propose the witness was? Someplace where he could have seen the shadowy figures naturally. So wait. Let me just read this again. Because they said directions, right? So, if the moon was shining from the west, any shadows wouldn't cast eastward. So Mr. Amos was standing on the west of the inner sanctum at Mount Pony Pony. So he had to be somewhere where he could have seen the shadows point eastward? Is that what we're saying? Maybe? I don't know. We'll keep going. Wait, you mean... None of the mountains east of the inner sanctum are close enough for a good view. Ah, where could he have gone then? That leaves only one place he could have clearly seen the shadows from. Where else is there in the mountaintop, though? The only other place would be the prison. The prison is higher up though, right? It's way higher up. And where might that be? This is where Mr. Amos was at the time of the murder. The High Priest's home, the Plaza of Devotion, the Inner Sanctum. Wait. The Inner Sanctum. The High Priest's home. So it's not... I thought it was going to be the prison. Because the prison is higher up, right? Is that what the prison's called? Because not... The Plaza of Devotion is the place down below. The High Priest's home is not... is also down below. Is the Inner Sanctum, is that what the prison is called? Did I just forget that's what the prison is called? No, the Inner Sanctum is the I'm so dumb. The Inner Sanctum is literally the place where the murder happened. Sorry, I mind blank there for a second. Couldn't have been plowed. You couldn't see anything from here, so it has to be. So he was there on the scene. I thought they were gonna say he was at the prison or something, and he looked like down or something. So he was there. Oh, he was outside the curtain on the east side. That's the only place in which you could have seen the shadowy figures. Yeah. Oh, now you're just getting angry. Really? How? Wow, I didn't even think of that. But wasn't it a sanctum off limits solved with the victim and the accused? And the third party was there, you mean? I get the feeling that a subject prosecutor somebody would rather not touch right now. Oh yeah? This is actually like getting interesting now as well. It was already interesting, you know what I mean? Now we're getting to a stage where like it seems that like not only was this guy an amnesiac, I'm starting to think that maybe he's just like just a big liar. No, he already lied, but you know what I mean? I'm saying he might not just be, like, I'm starting to think maybe he doesn't have amnesia. Maybe all this was like a way to, like, you know, act a little bit innocent with this stuff too, because he's lied multiple times now. And if he was there on the scene at the Inner Sanctum, that means he's like a massive liar. You mean... That's right, this witness was at the scene of the crime. which means he is the mysterious third party we saw during the divination seance. Oh my god. He could be the one who dressed as the Lady Kira and killed the high priest. His animations are so funny. Let's go, Phoenix. Oh. No one but the 2 participants were allowed anywhere near the inner sanctum. And the only way up there was the stairs that start down at the Plaza Devotion. But we know this isn't true. We know this isn't true. I think I know what they're going to do here. And this is what I think. Remember we said this was like a parachute? This looks like a parachute. They could still say he came down for the prison. The area higher up. And remember we said we were saying this time it's like a freaking parachute or something. But we were questioning why was it up there? I think he came down. I think he came down from the top. I think he came down from the top. So tell me, how do you propose the witness entered that sacred space? He must have. I haven't gotten that far. See, the problem is we know it as a parachute. Like we look at this and we go, it's a parachute. But I don't think Phoenix says directly. He still calls it the prayer flags that have been sewn together. We instantly were like, oh, yeah, someone used that as a parachute, right? 100%. Even if you look back, we're like, oh, it's like a parachute. But the problem is Phoenix doesn't see it like that yet. The sanctum has just sheer cliffs on 3 sides and a steep, towering rock face on the other. No one could have made it there by climbing the face of those cliffs. His Majesty speaks true. To say Mr. Imus was at such an inaccessible location is but a bid to tarnish his credibility. He already tarnished it already. He did it himself. He's lied multiple times. Is that not right? Right. I wasn't at the inner sanctum. No, sir. No how. At least I'm pretty sure it wasn't. Okay, come on. Okay, come on. Then, what about those silhouettes you have claimed to have seen? I'm starting to think I've been imagining things. Then get him out of the courtroom. Get out of here. What? That's insane. Now I'm thinking he is the one who did it. He's trying to frame the. Did you guys not hear what? He has a dagger on his back. Maybe I know they probably use a different dagger, but he has a dagger on his back. Here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. Now that he said, like, I was maybe imagining things, any rational human would just be like, oh man, he's been bullcrapping this whole time. But since again, we're tarnishing the name of we're a lowly lawyer, everyone's like, how dare he, you know? Yeah, it's rough. This is impossible. Unless I can show how we got the inner sanctum, it just looks like I'm trying to slander Mr. Imus. I think I know how he did it. I think it's gonna be the idea that it's a parachute, right? And again, it's one of those situations where like the reason why Phoenix again isn't thinking about this is because he didn't call it a parachute. Our first thought was someone used this to get down from there, but why was it there? Now it makes kind of more sense. I believe in you, Nick. Rah rah, sis boom rah, 5 Phoenix right. Okay, let's go, Maya. Oh my god. Just look at the accused. Has she no shame? Coming from you? What's your problem, lady? Phoenix Wright is very trustworthy. I'll have you know. Yes. Love Maya. She's got some nerve for her. Oh my god. I bet the Lord poisoned her mind. Oh shush. Oh shush. Please, Maya, you're only making it worse. No, Maya's standing up for us. She's amazing and she's incredible. And it's so great. That happens all the time, by the way. People who are awful people in the gallery going like, oh, he's an evil lawyer. He sucks. He's all this stuff. And as soon as someone pushes back, the nerve. Disgraceful. You see it all the time in real life. You see countless videos week after week of someone being like, insulting the hell out of somebody, but then if someone insults them back and they go, what? The indecency of this. And also real life. Have you ever met someone who like has no problem just like dishing it out, but as soon as you insult them back, they cannot take it? That's what that gallery is. Maya, you're amazing. Thank you so much. I appreciate the vote of confidence, but it's probably best to keep it to yourself for now. No, Maya, I believe in you. You do whatever you want. I advise events to think carefully before making any more sudden outbursts. Judge, your gallery is one walking outburst. It is a giant cloud of outburst. You might as well call him the Outburst. That's their band name. Yes, your majesty. The gallery has called for my death. Many a time. They have called for my execution. Maya just said they're stupid. If I wasn't the bad guy before, I definitely am now. No. Maya did the right thing. Maya did the right thing. Now, Mr. Imus, I would like you to think back carefully before you testify next about where you were then. He said his memory was fuzzy now, Yuta. I wasn't at the inner sanctum. I was never at the inner sanctum, I tell you. That much I'm sure of, even with the fuzzy memory. Okay. Besides, it would have been impossible to get there in the first place. Is this calling to us? Is this calling to us? Hey, it would have been impossible to get there in the first place. Should we, present the... Oh, I'm kind of worried. Because it's not called a parachute yet, you know what I mean? That shouldn't matter though, we can change it, right? We just present we should present, boy, you lawyers sure are scary. That feels like it's calling to us, because that's the big thing. I guess it might have been impossible for him to get to the inner sanctum like he claims, but... Now you would assist in trying to frame this innocent witness? Yeah, I'd like to see you explain how you got up there. Mr. Wright, is it not time to end these cross-examinations? A moment of desperation leads to 100 million years of torment. It means that for each moment a sinner spends struggling to deny their sins, 100 million years of torment are added to their time in hell. Kernism is the strictest religion I ever. And just so you know, you've already accrued 200 million extra years, oh god. Plus the 5 years they started with, that's 700 million years of torment. Judge? Judge, outburst happening, if you don't mind. Judge? Sure, wasn't our 200 million years, give or take? I'm with my, at this point, tack on 50 billion years to this stage. Well, it's a big deal to me. I mean, we don't believe in it, right? I can't keep saying that the witness was there at the inner sanctum if I can't prove it. The problem is, how am I going to do that? The third statement is definitely, one that seems like it's hey, what you got? You know what I mean? It feels like a what you got type of statement, but I could be wrong. I wasn't at the inner sanctum. I was never at the inner sanctum, I tell you. This is you can't even, it feels like you can't even press this. That much I'm sure of, even with the fuzzy memory. Besides, it would have been impossible for me to get there in the first place. What's the fourth statement? Oh, okay. So, here's the thing, right? I feel like the only statement that, is calling to me is this statement. Now, it's one of those things where we could definitely press this first, just to be sure. But we can also just present the thing here as well, if you wanted to. Okay, we'll do this, and if we get this wrong, then I can press the statement. Objection! The music is still playing. Okay. Let it go and move on. Okay. Abandon this folly. You know very well your evidence proves nothing. Nice try, but you can't make me give up. I'm going to prove I'm right. We're losing a life here. You can point your finger as much as you want, but you're simply wasting your time. It's a pitiful sight to see a lawyer who doesn't know when he's beat. Ooh, I just need to hang in there a little bit longer. Sure. Let's press it. Let's press it. Hold it! Because I feel like it's the one statement that's calling to me. I wonder if it really was impossible if you get down to the inner sanctum. If you know what I mean, it feels like one of those statements where the witness is come on, try it, but not them saying that, but the game was come on, try something. If you have something to say, just say it. Couldn't there have been another way to get there? A way that wouldn't attract attention? No, there isn't. No, there isn't. That's a great answer. Which means there is. Perhaps the defense would like to share its theory with us. I don't even have a wild guess, let alone a theory, though. I'm trying to reach into my bag of bluffs. To reach the inner sanctum without attracting any attention. Yeah. He fell from the sky. But he would have, again, if we use that idea that that's a parachute. Because this, you could not do. I'm sorry, you can't. This, we would have, noticed someone coming from the plaza. It's one narrow steps. Yeah. This has been my theory for the past, 20 minutes. Maybe it fell from the sky. Oh, no, wait, is it, the wrong phrasing? The lawyer thinks he's a comedian now. I was wondering what crazy theory you would propose next. Well, defense, let's hear it. The Simmons could have parachuted... Phoenix, please. We already know the weather was clear and there was no wind to speak of. Perfect weather for skydiving, I'd say. We got it. Come on, that's... No? No. Now that you've been backed into a corner, your delusions grow ever more delusional. There's the prison. The inner sanctum is on a tiny ledge upon the sheer cliff over 2,000 meters tall. But that's what I'm talking about. He could have landed right here where the parachute is. He could have landed right there. One misstep and a skydiver would soon find themselves in the Twilight Realm.
Yeah, I don't care how still the wind was. Even I couldn't have made that jump.
Wait, what's this building on top of the Sacred Mountain? It's the prison. That's the Royal Penitentiary number 4. Oh right, Princess Rafa mentioned there was a prison up there. How do you get your prisoners up there anyway? By helicopter, but only with authorization from the Minister of Justice. He's the only one who can approve flights that pass over the inner sanctum. Okay, mountain range poster updating the court record. Might I also add to the defense that no parachute or any other equipment necessary. Did I just present at the wrong time? Because they're emphasizing parachute like crazy here. I presented the wrong time, I think. Yeah.
Are you seeing that flew there never flapping my arms? I may be an incredible dude, but I'm not even that capable of that.
No, I think we did the wrong time, which happens. Well, please add that statement to your testimony, Mr. Hermes. Maybe if you present it now. It's not like I can fly through the air either. Yeah, I think now is when we're supposed to present it.
Objection!
Yes, okay, good. With one life left. Mr. Hermes is right. He couldn't have skydived down there without any gear. Well, now we'll finally come around, have you?
Now you see that I couldn't have possibly been there in the inner sanctum.
Right. If you didn't have any gear, that is. Oh, Phoenix.
What on earth are you talking about?
The overreaction is a dead giveaway that I'm on the right track. Yes, Phoenix understands this. You know when you see someone sweating, when you see someone in dire straits? 100%. Take a look at this piece of evidence. Yes! I loved it again. Like, it's like, yeah, you would have thought it was a parachute the first. I think you guys would have thought that too, right? Like, it's like, what else would it be? So not like a floating device, a sail, anything like that as well. Those are prayer flags, are they not? Yes, they've been sewn together to create one big banner, a banner that could also function like a parachute. Yes! Poluka. The people of Korea are used to seeing prayer flags. That the police didn't even think twice about these flags during the investigation. That's actually very true. Yeah. Oh, here comes the table slam again. No, this cannot be. The witness landed in the inner sanctum by using these prayer flags as a parachute. I love that. I love that that's how these prayer flags came back. I really do. Isn't that alright, Mr. Immis?
There's no way out. I'm surrounded.
Okay, come on. That's a dead giveaway. Again, his animations are so funny because it's like a soldier almost in a way, right? Like, oh, we're surrounded, you know, and he's like pulling up the kind of like, I don't know what you call it, over his mouth. Mr. Immis?
All this talk jogged my memory. I guess I was there at the inner sanctum after all.
Okay. There we go. He's lying again. He has another part to his statement. This dude 100% killed him. 100% killed him. Now you're just frustrated as well, by the way, because again, Nayuta's efficient. Nayuta likes using good evidence. I haven't seen Nayuta's full frame in that way before. Like, so his witness lying 3 times, it's gonna frustrate him as well, because again, he is like really good at using the evidence that's placed in front of him. It's not always right, but he's really good at using it. So someone lying and like making his testimony and his statements and his arguments wrong 3 times, for someone like Nayuta, that's frustrating as heck. As expected, there were 3 people there that night. You did it, Nick. You weren't wrong after all. Thanks. I mean, like, she was probably like nervous, you know. Mr. Hermes, you were the one disguised as Lady Kira that night, weren't you? Oh my god, what's the reaction?
What? No way. No how. It's like, oh yeah, I was only there at the inner sanctum by accident.
How do you get to the inner sanctum by accident, buddy? How do you get there by accident?
Exactly. And that thing's not a parachute. It's a homemade paraglider.
Okay, so that's still a paraglider? So wait, you were paragliding someplace? How? A paraglider? Are you telling me you could fly using a patchwork mess of material?
It may not look like much, but it's as sturdy as can be. I don't know, like a paraglider doesn't, now that Phoenix says that, doesn't make much sense either, does it? I rode the wind like an eagle, going higher and higher from my earthly launching point. But then something happened that forced me to land at the inner sanctum.
So you just happened to land there? You expect me to believe that?
No, please calm yourself, Mr. Wright.
Judge, I get that this is like the whole point of the thing, but Judge, Magistrate, we've been insulted. People have overworked us, gave us the business, insulted us. Now the Phoenix is being passionate because he's right. He has to calm down.
However, the fact that the witness was at the inner sanctum is crucial testimony indeed.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you so much.
And it certainly warrants further explanation. Therefore, let's continue with more testimony.
Really? Okay. I mean, honestly, like, this guy has so many holes in his arguments that, like, he couldn't be a parachute. Like, honestly, he's more holes than, like, a bad parachute. You know? There we go. We're using that analogy. That I have no problem doing this. Usually I'd be like, come on, Judge. But now I'm kind of like, yeah, he should be out of here by now. But it's like, he's so easy to put. He's like such a liar. You know what I mean? He lies every time that it's like, oh yeah, there's another lie.
That evening I was enjoying a trek through the night sky with my homemade paraglide.
Really? But just as Mount Pony was drawing near, something terrible happened. An accident forced me to... What? As I banged my head, caused me to lose my memory. Jesus Christ. Hitting your head off stone would be... You'd be dead.
You see, I ended up at the inner sanctum purely by accident.
Well, first of all, we have to, like, try and find out what that, like, the accident was. You failed to mention any of this during your pre-trial questioning.
Can't be helped. I mean, I just remember it now.
Continue such slipshod testimony, and you will be cast into the hell of hangnails, where you shall have hangnails grown and ripped out for 800 million. Oh, what the hell?
Hooah! I think I'll pass on that.
Oh, he thinks this is an option? Looks like that caught prosecutor somebody off guard, 100%. Because again, he's good at and efficient at evidence. So someone like, you know, making him look bad 3 times in a row is going to upset him very much so. This is my chance to rip his case to shreds. Let's go, Phoenix. I love it. So one of the statements here, I want to find out about the actual accident, what the accident was. Why was at the inner sanctum? Yeah, we need to find out what the accident was. And we have 1 life left, so we got to be careful. Which statement was about the accident? This one here. So we can definitely press this, right?
Hold it!
What exactly is this accident you had? What exactly was this accident you had?
Good question. Now, what was it again? Wind? Oh yeah, it was the wind.
This guy, I feel like he lies as he takes inhales. Like he lies for breakfast. Wind. Not just any wind, but a sudden gale force wind made me lose my control. Gale force wind and on the clear day. The wind was strong enough to make you lose control on a clear day. You got that right. On a clear day. Okay then, please add that to your testimony. Oh my god. Buddy. Big liar energy. Big liar, buddy. No, I didn't mean to press it again. Okay, it's fine, we can press it anyway. The wind had been blowing the whole time around the mountains? Yep. That's just the right amount of wind for paragliding. So that sudden gale force wind was a real shocker. I see. So a decent wind had been blowing until then. We got something to present on this, right. A paraglider's not much use without a decent wind. Buddy. Liar, pants for hire. Liar, tongue stuck to a telephone wire. Yeah, present here.
Objection!
I need you to understand something. You're a big liar. You're a big liar, man. We've been saying in my country, Mr. Imus, from one lie sprouts another. Yes, 110%. Lying, what happens is that, especially for pathological liars like this guy, It keeps going and going and going. And to cover up the first lie, you need to make up the third lie. To cover up the second lie, you make up a fifth lie. It's all this stuff. It keeps going and going and going and going and going and going until it all unravels and someone realizes the first lie was a lie all along.
What's that supposed to mean?
It means someone caught lying with a lie again and attempt to conceal the first lie. Exactly. Exactly, Phoenix. In other words, this current testimony is just a blatant lie you're telling to cover your tracks.
What did you say?
You claim the gale force winds caused you to lose control, but this newspaper has a weather report for the day of the murder. It says, the area around the inner sanctum will enjoy calm, clear skies today, 110%.
Pokuda! Why, I do believe it does say that.
From one lie sprouts another. That makes sense, but is it really saying back home? I've never heard of it. I mean, it probably is. Yeah, I kind of made that one up. I never heard the statement either, but honestly, like Phoenix, it's true. This music as well. I think we have him on the ropes. Is this the end of the trial? This music feels very energized. That was quick? For real? No, it's good he made it up. But Maya's like, of course, Phoenix. Your Majesty, their witness testimony contains another flaw. One that's more fatal to his cause.
More fatal, you say? The defense will explain itself at once.
This music is like, maybe it's just a maybe I'm just forgetting. It might be just a transition to the next scene or something, but like, this is like, very energized. Or it could be, sometimes they do like go into like a recess, right? Mr. Hermes claims he was flying up around the inner sanctum with a paraglider, but it would have been possible to get all the way up there without any wind.
Well, yes, I believe you're right. But we know the witness at the inner sanctum, so... Mr. Hermes, how did you get there? And from where? The prison?
Without any wind, you couldn't have flown up there from the bottom of the mountain, of course. By process of elimination, the only starting point that makes any sense is... Your Majesty, I believe I have the answer to your question. Oh my god, it's the prison. The reached inner sanctum, Mr. Hermes must have launched himself from here. Here?
Take that!
Yep.
Who are you, insane? That's where he came from?
If he couldn't have come from below, the only other option is far from above. So you see, Anam came down for the Royal Penitentiary number 4. Fantastic. From there, he could have easily reached the inner sanctum by parachute. And that means he might have also killed the High Priest. Phoenix did a good job here. And I say Phoenix did a good job, by the way. I'm not saying like, it sounds like I'm being like, I did a good job. But Phoenix did figure out some more stuff I didn't figure out. You know? Phoenix was like working overtime with this, you know? Honestly. Mr. Hermes, were you the third party at the inner sanctum? And the one behind the warning to halt the right the victim received? Phoenix is like, has him against the ropes, pushing it. Was it you we saw in the his final memory? Are you the rebel hunter Lady Kira? All these accusations, because he knows he has him on the ropes. He knows he has the pressure on.
Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, help me out here.
Wait. You find left in speechless? Are we sure? Nayuta?
Oh, come on, Mr. Prosecutor, man.
Quiet, you fool. Oh my god. You should use this time to prepare yourself for what is to come. For a fate far worse than a hangnail hell awaits you now. So he now believes he's a liar too. Which again, I totally expect from Nayuta, and it's awesome. He's like, yeah, you freaking lied. You lied. He knows he did. And Nayuta, like, again, Nayuta cares about his reputation. He cares about the truth. He does. Right? Even if he uses wrong evidence, he believes the evidence to be true at the time. So someone lying to him is going to make him be like, what the hell? You know? Well done, defense. I must concede this point to you. Oh my god! That's a big deal. For him to say it this way as well? The witness did in fact descend to the inner sanctum for the Royal Penitentiary number 4. That is, again, he cares about the truth, but that's a massive deal. For him to be like, yeah, you did it. And again, as I'm saying, like, I didn't expect him to be like, you know, to hide the truth or to not go against the truth. You know, he accepted the verdict of the last trial as well with Apollo, in a way. But it still feels good. It feels very good to hear this. The witness did in fact descend from, yeah. Huh? He didn't even put up a fight this time because again, he believes if he can't see any evidence otherwise, I don't think he's going to put up a fight. If he has something now to push back against this, he will. Otherwise, he won't, right? Like he might come from this from another avenue, but right now he's not going to question that because he knows he can't. He's not going to like make a fool of himself trying to question something that he doesn't believe in. That's awfully generous of him. But if you are as perceptive as you seem, then you surely already figured out the riddle. The riddle? The riddle of Animus's true identity. Oh, the name, because we don't know his name, his true identity. Not sure I know quite yet, but I guess I'll have to answer with something. It would seem I'm the only one still in the dark here. Would the defense care to enlighten me? Who is this man who has been calling anonymous? The witness's true identity is... Wait. The only person here obviously is the wanted poster, by the way. That's the only thing here, right? That's the only thing here is the wanted poster. That's the only human here. And he came from the prison as well. As an escaped prisoner. Yeah. That's legitimately the only person here. Not only the only person, but also like he's an escaped prisoner. Is this really him? Only now do you realize the truth. Well, please do share with us your belated insight. Wait, you knew this already? What's wrong, Nick? Why are you holding back? Because this isn't going to be very helpful to our case. What do you mean? Why not? Why not? Are you sure? Why not? Unfortunately, I've got no other choice. That scruffy beard and shaggy mane completely threw me off. But it's all becoming clear now. The nighttime base jump from the mountain top prison, the precision landing of the inner sanctum using only a handmade parachute. He's an escaped prisoner. Only a paratrooper, or more precisely, a former Oh, the paratrooper stuff as well. Does it say it here as well, by the way? On the wanted poster? No, it doesn't, but they probably... I would have said it here as well. Yeah. So I was just going on the fact that this is literally the only human here. But still, like, and the prison stuff. But I'm glad there's other stuff too. Very cool. This witness, that's a rebel. Prison escapee and key member of Dirk's rebel group. Oh my god. What? This music as well, by the way. Kind of very, like, much softer than the music you had before. The witness is an escaped prisoner? Precisely. The police have been scouring every corner of the city to no avail. Deep and dramatic is this song, actually, yeah. Meanwhile, he was under our noses the entire time. How does this not help our case? Didn't think anyone see through my clever disguise. But the witness charade is not all that has been shattered. Is it, defense? What do you mean? What is happening? Boy, do I hate this guy. What is happening? Please recall the defense's own words. Whoever sent it clearly meant to threaten the high priest. The letter said, do not perform the rite. But the rite went on as scheduled. I believe that is why the priest was murdered. Wait, what? Who do you suppose sent that letter? A person with something to hide. The rebel hunter disguised as a killer. What? He claimed that the real killer was the rebel hunter disguised as the Akira. Okay. Yes, and what's your point? What are the witnesses' true identity? Yeah, what's happening? What is happening here? What is happening? Only a paratrooper, precisely a former paratrooper, could have pulled it off. Wait, are they saying because he was a rebel, he couldn't have been a rebel hunter? Is that what they're saying? This witness, that's a rebel. Prison escapee and key member of Jerk's rebel group. Wait, what? They can't be. Are they? Oh no. Because he's a rebel himself? He is a rebel and an escaped prisoner. He could not possibly have been Lady Kira's mortal enemy of the rebels. That is true. It's a mystery. It is a riddle. What is that? How do we say... What? I must have witnessed him enlighten us with the truth. What is happening? After all, he has yet to refute even this. Because the thing is, like, I totally get what they're saying. I don't think it has to be mutually exclusive. I think people have, like, very, like, warped ideals and they change their feelings and stuff. And they can also, like, have an issue with keeping their own morality in check. So I think there's, like all that thing there as well. So I don't think he has to be this, like always be on, like, on the rebel side. He could have changed sides. But we still have to find out why and how. I think is what they're saying. Like, why would a rebel hunter do this? Why would he hunt down? Why would a rebel hunt down rebels? Hoo-ha! You got me. I'm the razor-sharp fangs of the fine dragons. Is he gonna take off his disguise? That's a rebel. Is he? Oh my god, this like moment they're checking everyone's reaction. When did you get your memory back? Around the time you guys were talking about there being no wind. Wait, so he did lose his memory? But you gotta give me credit for making up all the testimony at the top of my head. No, we do not give you credit for that. So he did lose his memory. Are you prepared to tell us the truth now? Well, it's true I parachuted down to the inner sanctum, but I banged my head on impact and ended up unconscious outside the ritual curtain. Wait. In short, all my eyewitness testimony was a big fat lie. I mean, we got that. You were a terrible liar. A big fat lie? He was a terrible liar. Oh, and by the way, long time no see, Yudi. Yudi? This music as well. There's a bit of scariness to this music, honestly. He knows Nayuta? Wait, they know each other? Your Majesty. This filthy rebel belongs in a jail cell. Oh, yes, of course. Bailiff, seize him at once. Seems you really have forgotten the will of the dragon, huh, Yudi? Wait. But I haven't, and no dogs of the Garn regime are gonna lay a finger on me. Wait, what? What was that? What? What just happened? Deploy all of it. He escaped? I want all units placed on high alert. He escaped? What do we do now? What do we do now? Are they gonna say that Maya still could have done it? Wait, have they full circled this? Have they full circled this by saying Maya still could have done it? Have we done all this for them to just be like, yeah, Maya still could have done it? Because they're just gonna say, well, someone's still dressed up as an idiot. Why would he hunt down the rebels? Why would he do this? What's the motive? The police force has been placed on high alert. He will be caught before long. An escaped prisoner who escaped the law again after giving a ton of false testimony. Talk about a troublemaker. Yeah, he was a big liar. He, like, pretty much impeded this trial for a while. He did. He really pulled a number on all of us. What was the point of all that anyway? Well, I can't help but feel this entire episode was an enormous waste of time. Your Majesty. Perhaps it was not a great waste of time as you... Oh, really? What makes you say that, Prosecutor Samadi? That's a rebel dropped something as he made his escape from these halls. That's a scrap of paper. Looks awfully familiar. Do we have... Is that the thing we got here? This thing here? The bloodstained letter. These appear to be direct orders from Dirk. Whoa. So Dirk had him, like, leave the prison to follow some orders. Oh, we only have a small corner of it. Does it connect with the bloodstained letter? Wait, I remember now. Your Majesty, I've seen this scrap of paper before. Man, I'm so nervous about this because, like, I thought we were like, oh, well, I thought we were literally ending the trial. I thought like Maya was about to be like free, but now it feels like they're still gonna be questioning her in some way. The scrap of paper that's a rebel dropped is part of this, the bloodstained letter. Yep. And this is, I found it at the scene of the crime. It appears to be a copy of the order that Mr. Rebel dropped. If we put the two together, we should be able to read what the order says. Oh, let's go. Okay. Very inventive way to do this, by the way. Oh my, and just what does it say, Mr. Wright? Well, we can't read it. We can't read it. We can't read that language. I can't read Kuranese. Oh, that smile. So cute. Prosecutor Sabadi, if you please. The ignorant lawyer has not bothered to learn our language very well, and he's been here for like 2 weeks. What's it say? I do not understand. What? Well, what does it say? Using the lamplight as a landmark, he was to parachute down to the inner sanctum. Upon the rite's completion, he was to don Lady Kira's robes and make his escape. That is how he was to escape from the prison? So if I were to assume that Mr. Rebel was the one who killed the High Priest, then maybe it's because Abbot Inmee tried to thwart his escape plan? Maybe as he was running towards him. A foul lawyer, I'm afraid that is simply ludicrous. How? How is that ludicrous? But I didn't say anything. Wait, oh yeah, we just said it in our minds. I know how your putrid mind works. Unfortunate for you, however, now that the rebel's escape plan has been revealed. It is clear that Dat's Rebel is not the High... Wait, no, they're gonna do it this way. They're gonna say that he had no motivation and no reason to kill him. That's what they're gonna say. Why would he kill him when he just had to escape from there? We would argue that he did it because of the... Because he was gonna be... his escape was gonna be thwarted. Oh no, how can we be so sure? That's rough. I thought we had it. I literally thought we had it when that music was playing back then. If only you could use that putrid brain of yours every once in a while. How about stop insulting Phoenix right now? That's a rebel's plan could not have worked without the help of a certain individual. What do you mean? And speaking of Abbot Inmee, of course. Wait, are you going to say he's a rebel as well? Had Dat's Rebel simply donned Lady Kira's robes and made his escape alone, he would have been far too conspicuous, but where he, by the High Priest's side. No. So they're going to say he was a rebel, and he had the other side of the note, so he had orders as well. So he had a copy of his orders from Dirk. No, oh my god, the famous citizens praying at the plaza would have no cause to suspect. They wouldn't have. But this is so incredible as well, by the way, because they built this idea up for like the whole episode. Is he a rebel? Could he be a rebel? And they kept going, don't call him that. Don't say that. Don't question that. Don't be blasphemous, right? And it's Nayuta in the end who is the one who's saying it. At least I think he's going to say that. It is therefore unthinkable that Dat's Rebel was the High Priest's killer, because why would he kill someone he was in cahoots with? What? So then you're saying the High Priest was I cannot bear to say it, he was a rebel. And the fact that Nayuta's doing this, by the way, adds credence to it. It adds so much credence to it. He numbered among the rebels who would threaten our kingdom. But the way Nayuta was talking to him, was Nayuta at one point like a rebel or something? Because he was saying like, you forgot about the dragons, whatever he said, something about the dragon. He could have been a rebel too. How could this be? The High Priest? A rebel? There must be some kind of mistake. Oh. Let it go and move on. I love, by the way, when like their faith is shook and then they themselves are questioned, they go like, no, it can't be. There must be some mistake, instead of like, trying to like see reason, They're no longer spitting at us. They're no longer shouting at us. They're just like more worried about their own faith being shook. Accept the truth, it is the only way. And that goes double for you, defense. Because now they're going to say that Maya could still be a suspect. Cease your futile, because, oh my god, so wait, how does this work then? Because again, I totally get what they're saying. What now you're just saying makes perfect sense. If they were in cahoots with each other and they're both rebels, there's no reason for him to kill him. No reason whatsoever. In fact, it's counterintuitive. So that means that someone else had to have killed him. Again, in the way the evidence is going. Why should I? Because I will now put the final nail in the coffin of the accused. Oh, no. Now that we've eliminated That's a Rebel from the list of suspects, there is only one person that still remains, the accused Maya Fey.
Hold it!
Oh my god, Phoenix, yes. Hold it right there. He spoke up right away. Aren't you forgetting something important? Something important? We can't end this trial without looking into something. The arrow, the murder weapon. Yeah. Is he talking about, he's talking about, That's a Rebel. We have to look into it more. We have to investigate it more. He's so right. I'm talking about the true identity of the Lady Kira we saw in the seance vision. If that wait, no, he's saying it. What? I mean, he's saying there was another person there. Sorry if I'm being a bit silly right now, guys. Like I'm not always gonna get things right away. But like, he's saying there was a third party there beyond. That's a rebel in Maya.
Objection.
Because he got knocked out, he never got to adorn the outfit. That matter's already been resolved. It has? No, what is he talking about? No, it hasn't. It's I have maintained from the start. There was no third party in the seance vision.
Objection.
No, but there was. It's impossible. We saw the locations, the directions. It's impossible. We saw the vision. But there was another Lady Kira there besides Maya Fey. We all saw her. Oh my god, back and forth here. Oh my god. What? I can't do my finger, but that's not right. He's a great voice. But we saw in the seance vision that to me, if he says this, he's prepared to say the seance vision is all lies. Oh no, you can't do that to Phoenix. Stop that. It is time to let it go and move on. Your fate has already been sealed, much like your arm. This hardly seems fair. It's not fair. It's quite simple once you consider where the victim and the accused were at the time. If the victim was near the spring with the back to the accused, what would he see ahead? Besides the water itself, there is nothing but warbird statue. But how do you explain the inconsistencies with the statue and the lanterns? Wait, no. Precisely. The Lady Kira we saw in the seance is the warbird statue draped. What? That's... Then okay, Your Honor, if he's going with this, which is crazy, right? If we're going with this, let us investigate the statue more. Let's investigate the robes more. Let's investigate all this more. Oh my, he's turned this right back around to Maya. The accused wanted the false Lady Kira to appear in the seance vision. Before she came from behind and stabbed the victim with the dagger in the reverse group. But I'm sorry, but we saw the seance vision. That wasn't a draped outfit. That was a real human in the outfit. That was a real human. Why would the accused want to do something like that and create a false Lady Kira? It was holding a knife to show the victim as he was being slain. Oh my god, he's turned this around in like such a crazy way. All reason would the accused have to fool the victim she was about to kill. It was not the victim she was trying to fool. What? It was this very court itself. My heart is pounding right now. It's pounding right now. Come again? Suspicion would not fall on the accused if it was looked as if another Lady Kira was there. And defense was foolish enough to fall for it and claim it was a third party in disguise. Are you saying... I am. It was all cleverly wicked scheme to perch... No. Maya... Again, this is like so far-fetched for Maya. But the court's gonna believe this. We saw a human standing there in that outfit. A scheme in which she sought to use the seance vision to... What? Is he saying because the seance vision doesn't do things like 100% accurately, that it was gonna... that the warbird statue was going to just embody what he saw, what he thought he saw? Because it's not always clear. And so I get that does make sense. But we're using like a non-clear seance vision to say that Maya did this. He's turned it back around. What happens now? That's brutal. There was so much hope. I thought this trial was over. I was like, we did it. I was like, that was quick, but I guess now when we look back, it was quick. This can't be happening. So he's saying that Maya used the warbird statue to in the future confuse the seance vision into thinking that was a real person. I'm surprised you were taking this so hard. My heart is pounding. I am going crazy. He turned this right around. After all, did it not clearly state a while back that you were chasing after not by deluded fantasy? No, please no. You have to let us do like another day of investigation. You have to. My heart is pounding so bad. Something has occurred to me, you see. And your allegations of the third party are but a deluded fantasy. Please. You're telling me you knew this is how it would turn out all the way? Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, my God. I don't know what the hell is happening. No, they're going to give us a way to turn this around. They have to. They have to. It doesn't stop my heart from pounding, though. I thought that he was just waiting for me the most effective moment to spring it on me. Doesn't change this at all. Do you understand now? I've had you dancing in the palm of my hand this entire time. It can't be. This is an outrage. So again, this is what they said. He leads the courtroom. He wanted us to get to this point this whole freaking time. Now you're just crazy. Now you're just crazy. You took a royal priestess secret divination seance. Oh my God. Like, look at this as well. This is so much worse as well because now they're going to use it as kind of like it once again puts all public opinion right. And they already were against Maya, but now like, oh my God, you did this? You used our seance to commit murder, to manipulate the seance to commit murder? No, I did nothing of the sort. Maya. Nick, it's not true. I didn't. I know you didn't. Objection. I know you didn't. Cease this ugly display. Your fate is sealed now. The facts have been exposed. This feels so bad because it's like, it feels like he did work this way perfectly once again to narrow it down to one specific way, put us in a narrow hallway with tunnel vision. And now not only is Maya like still the accused, but she's even in a worse place in terms of judge opinion, public opinion, and anyone's opinion. Holy hell. Your Majesty, the time has come to... I just got chills. To convict this criminal only seeks to take the sacred holiday. They're going to give us a chance to say something back. They're going to give us a chance. Indeed, this trial is over. Yes, please say something. Please say something. Here we go. Does the defense wish to offer up yet another counter-argument? The accused is not the killer. Oh, no. And here's why. Do we have something? Now what do I do? I've got nothing. Oh, no. It would appear the defense has run out of arguments to make. I thought for sure that the rebel was the killer. The only person with possible motive, the one dressed as Lady Kira, has vanished. And I've got nothing to use against the prosecutor Sabini's argument. Why? I keep getting chills. The fact that he even said this. Why does this feel so bad? You know why it feels bad? Because we worked so hard. And we thought we won. We thought we had him on the ropes. We thought we pushed everything back. But he wanted this. I have so much chills. I can't lose now, not like this. Very well then, I shall render my verdict. Come on, Phoenix. Come on, Phoenix. Wait! Please wait! I'm oh my God. And it's not good chills. The chills were like, it's like a fear. Like, I've never seen Phoenix like begging like this. And it's for his and Maya's life. Of course he would. It's time to let it go and move on. No, this is their life. Huh? This trial may not be drawn out any longer. The defense has failed to counter the charge filed with the prosecution. In accordance with the law, I invoke the defense culpability acts against the defense. Someone's gonna bust in. Someone's gonna bust in. Someone's gonna bust in. Someone has to bust in. Now then, this court finds the accused Maya Fey and the defense Phoenix Wright. What? What? Here's the thing, I know they're not gonna die, right? So something has to happen, but like, we've gotten to this point. No, Phoenix, no, 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 no. No, 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 no. There it is, there it is, there it is. I knew someone had to show up or someone had to say something. Because the character's like, of course the character's not gonna die. Your Majesty, please forgive the interruption, but put the gun down, dude. What is the meaning of this? Guys, I've never felt that like lightheaded. Because I felt Phoenix's despair. Seeing him beg to the court, because he was begging for his life, is so hard to watch. A body... In the plaza of whose body? What's this? Another body? A body, what happened now? And we found this sticking out of the victim. What's that? Just the dagger again. Why does Lady Kira's warbad dagger? Do you think that's what's happening? Do you think that's she's come to defeat the rebels? Peace! We'll assume that the dagger was once lost has now been found. I have one more thing to report. What is it now? Yes? This dagger. What about this dagger? No. No. It's because of it must be because of the ritual or something, right? But that's so damning. But she's here. She's here this time, though. She's in prison. But she was in prison the whole time. Why would Maya's prince be on it? But she was in prison. She was in prison. I cannot believe it, yet it must be true. She was in prison, though. There's something the matter, Prosecutor Samadi. This ritual is run its course. The accused has been, guilt has been firmly established. What is happening? What is happening, guys? However, it would seem the defense was right about one thing. I still have so many chills. Why are you stopping the music? You claimed that the murder at the Inner Sanctum had been carried out by the rebel hunter masquerading as Lady Kira. Wait, I did say something to that effect, but what of it? Prosecutor Samadi, are you suggesting what I think you are? I believe the true identity of the rebel hunter who has been masquerading as Lady Kira is Maya Fey? Wait, what? Would this not, like, work for us? In terms of public opinion? I'm not saying in the trial, like, that would mean that we murdered people, but, like... What? Me? I know Maya wasn't it, but I'm saying in terms of public opinion, would that not change for Maya completely? Would she not be seen as, like, a freedom fighter to these guys? Or, like a hero? I realize how shocking this must seem. Looking back, however, I now realize there was much that pointed to this fact. The rebel hunter Lady Kira was first sighted about 2 years ago. Oh my god, it lines up. And the accused first came to our kingdom 2 years ago as well. Oh no. The timing matches perfectly. But there's more. Oh, the warning? That warning letter was found in the high priest's bedroom 3 days before the rites. Despite his house being locked up tight that night?
Objection!
Phoenix is still fighting. How does that prove anything?
Objection!
What is happening? It's difficult to believe an intruder could have found his way to enter such a secure house. However, the accused was known to go in... Her freaking bag is there. Mainly prepare for the purification rite. Her bag is like in the building right now as we speak. Abadimi was an important figure within the ton of duties, including training acolytes. He was really kind even to a foreigner like me. He even invited me over to his house whenever I was in between training sessions. Yeah, her bag is right there in the middle of the living room, still there. The accused could have easily left the house unlocked for herself without anyone noticing. This is so bad. This is so bad. For us, I mean, it's so bad. Writing-wise, they really, I feel like, backed us into a corner once again. Now you to, like, play the game where he literally turns 100% around on us once again. If we assume the accused was Lady Kira, that more than establishes a motive for killing the High Priest. Yes, the victim was secretly an insurgent. But that's a rebel escape after all. It's so crazy that we've gone full circle to calling her a blasphemous, fiendish person to now his angle is saying that she was like a fighter for Kurdanism, right? That she was the one fighting for the rights of Kurdanism. So how is Rafa going to take this? How is the gallery going to take this? This person they've wanted dead this whole time was technically, getting rid of rebels. Precisely, that made him a target of Lady Kira's wrath. And after killing the High Priest, she then unleashed her divine justice on another rebel. You know what I mean? Like he turned this whole trial from being like she is a blasphemous, lady against Kurdanism. Turned it on its head. And by the way, he could have gotten a conviction earlier on if we didn't fight back. He's turned it on its head to where he wanted to go all along. He believes that she is the rebel hunter. Crazy stuff. So it seems the scope of this case is expanded. We now have 2 murders perpetrated by Miss Maya Fey masquerading as Lady Kira. This is rough. This is so rough. This is so rough. Because even though she killed rebels, they're still going to put her up for trial, right? If Miss Fey is indeed a serial killer, it would affect the severity of her punishment. In light of this, I believe this second murder must be investigated before we can proceed. And you wish, as you wish, so okay, there's gonna be more investigations, but as well though, like, I know, like, it's crazy to think about public image right now, because Maya's in even more trouble, but like, wouldn't public image be really bad for Nayuta and for Reifa and for the I forget his name, Reifa's dad and the queen to prosecute a rebel hunter? Wouldn't that look really bad on them? Or maybe they'll argue like we still need order in society, right? We can't be like those rebels, you know? I hereby charge you with the second murder. May your defiled soul feel the weight of your sins. She's now charged with 2 murders. And of course, depends on this all Phoenix. A new murder charge on top of a guilty verdict. It seems the offense will live to see one more day. That's terrifying. That's a terrifying way to phrase it. Talk about hanging on by a thread. Imagine knowing that there's a possibility, that more than a possibility now, that you could die. Before there was a possibility we could die anyway. Now there's a guilty verdict? Come tomorrow, a far more terrible punishment awaits you. This is horrible. I hereby suspend the proceedings so that the second murder may be investigated. On to the conclusion of this new investigation, the court is adjourned. Just like that? Oh my god. Legitimately, like, emotions-wise and story-wise. Emotions-wise and stories. You're gonna be like, Calvin, you said it was 1 o'clock and now it's 15:25. I had like a small break in between. You probably saw a cut at one point. I took a break in between. It happens. It does happen. As you can see here, this is usually when I finish the episodes. Sometimes are weird. You know what I mean? These are all finished episodes. But yeah, I took a break. It was like, and it wasn't exactly 1 o'clock. It was like 1:40. But you know what I mean? I took a little break in between. This was, in terms of emotions, one of the most powerful ways that they've ever ended like a part of a trial. Ever. And the reason it was so powerful is because this game 100% masterfully let us feel like we had this one. I know people would argue, Calvin, like you thought you had a trial day 1 done, but again, like it's one of those things where you don't think of that. Like Ace Attorney has done weirder stuff before. Ace Attorney like chooses when and where they want to end trials. It could be we've had trials before that were like a chapter 4 that were like an hour and a half long, that were just about the past. We've had trials that have lasted like 10 hours versus trials that have lasted 1 hour. Like Ace Attorney does things that they want to do, and they will surprise you all the time with that stuff. And this time around, it was one of those situations where we were pushing back so hard on this guy, and the music was playing. It was very clearly incriminating him. That for a bit there, I was like, "Have we done this?" I was like, "Oh my god, we've done this!" And there's this feeling of happiness because you're pushing back. Phoenix has the music playing in the background, and then that makes the ending much more powerful because we were flying high. And then Nayuta threw up his beads and pulled us right back down. And not only that, but he led us into a path that like meant that like it's worse now for Maya. I think public opinion might change, but I'm not sure. It depends on who she killed, the second person she killed. Because I wonder, like, you know, if I talk about public opinion, I wonder if now would the people of Karain and the people and the prosecutor, the head prosecutor and Rafa, would they not be like, well, you know, you did maybe here's the thing though. I think they're okay with like tying up the rebels, but they're probably like will draw a line with killing them, you know, just in the streets and also and she also did kill them on the grounds of the sacred ground. So there's that too. So they might be able to get against that too. I don't know how it's going to go though. But yeah, Nayuta masterfully took us down a route once again that was somewhere that like he wanted to take us, and this time it just turned the whole case on its head and absolutely freaking killed us. Absolutely murdered us. And it was so well. It was the emotions of this case. And I say the emotions are so well done is because it was hard to watch at times too. Phoenix begging the court. He said, please give me a chance before, but like he was like begging, like please, 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 like he was like, it was sad to watch. He, you know what I mean? He had his, his pose of like, didn't feel like he didn't know what to do with his hands over his head, but he was begging because it's his life. It's his life, and it's Maya's life. He was begging for his life in that moment. We have seen Phoenix beg for his life in a courtroom now, and it was so difficult to watch. And the thing is about this too is that I love like going up against Nayuta. I do. So far, the Apollo case that we only done one was amazing. And he's still a great and efficient, all this stuff too. Like, terrifying, right? Like, that ending there makes him even more terrifying than ever he was before. The fact that he within a minute, he had this whole trial turned out around to the point that like it was like you did, and we know it's not true. We know it's not true, but the judge believes it's true. He believes it's true. It was scary how quickly he turned that around. Scary. And we've had turnarounds before where they've turned around stuff at us before as well, but like that just felt like it was almost like a predator animal catching a prey, but he led this animal down like this path through the whole time. And he let the animal feel like we were all doing good, we're doing amazing. He even shut up at one point. He's like, yeah, I'll be quiet. And then he answers back and just kicks our butt. And again, it's not true. It's not true what he's saying. Maya didn't kill anybody. But it's still like terrifying how quickly he did that. It's terrifying. Seeing Phoenix in such distress was so terrifying. Seeing not even showing Maya's face in the end as well as is also a very masterful way of doing this too, because they showed Phoenix, because again, like, now what are we thinking as we come into the next episode? I'm worried about what Maya even thinks. How is Maya doing right now? They didn't even show her face in the end. What happened in this episode overall was us trying to convince the judge that this guy was a liar, and he was a liar. The guy who was that's a rebel. He parachuted down from the prison, hit his head, knocked himself out, and then someone else apparently killed Abedinmi. This whole trial was just like, again, a false victory. We went up against the biggest liar in history, and now you to do who he was. We went up against the biggest liar in history, and I would say as well, some of his lies were like easy to handle. They were so blatant in some ways. And now I feel like that's almost like intentional for the court case as well. Like, again, masterfully done in terms of like a story. They made me feel like I was freaking tearing this courtroom apart. I was beating that guy on every single front. Every single time he opens his mouth. Liar, 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 liar. It's almost like now you just like in a meta way owned Calvin. You know what I mean? Drug Calvin down to the ground. Dragged. It's masterfully done. It is. And as soon as we found out his real identity, as soon as we found out that like apparently Abedini was also a rebel, which I love the way they built it up too throughout the whole trial of like, could he be a rebel? Could be a rebel, to the point that Nayuta's like, yeah, he is. When we got all that, that's when they tore it down. Yeah, that's all I can say about this episode, guys. Like, emotionally, this was like terrifying, sad, hard to watch at times. They made us feel, again, I keep saying it, like they made me feel like I was ripping this place apart. They made me feel like I was absolutely destroying this trial in a way that was like really efficient. It was like one after the other. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. I think that's why I was getting chills all over, because I was like, I thought we had something, you know? And now what's happening is there's a second murder that's also been pinned on Maya, and now we have to figure out who did this as well. It's rough. It is rough, because now like it's I don't know. They have the fingerprints as well. We have like one day to figure this out before we come back into like a trial, and then the next day that's when they say we're going to be killed. So tough. Emotionally, this was a crazy end to a chapter. emotionally. Guys, I'm going to end the video here. I'm going to come back in the next one. I thought this was masterfully done story-wise. I think as characters and reveals and the way they turned this trial around, it was terrifying. It was amazing, like, again, story-wise, but holy crap, I'm feeling like terrible now. Thank you so much to my patrons of the highest tier and my YouTube members of the highest tier for watching this, for supporting me and for doing all this stuff. Thank you so much. Tyfire 2, Jamie Bull, Jana the Banana, The Ghost of Inazuma, Felicius Felix, Yule, Radish and Nusta, Death Trap, Lynx Markey, The Assassin, True Peanut Butter, Peter Shelson, Leon, High Kasperian, Jared Beanham, Nero Sharite, and at the top tier of my YouTube, Royal 7, Blasco, and Lucinagi. And I'll see you guys so soon. Bye bye.